My name is Roy Dean. I'm a second-degree black belt. I've been training BJJ about 14 years and other forms of jiu-jitsu for a total of maybe 22 years of training. Jiu-jitsu has changed my life. It's empowered me, and I've been able to help others discover this art. So I'm really grateful for that. The benefits are multifaceted and they run deep, but I think people just gain a greater sense of confidence, not only in what they can do on the mat, but how they can leverage that in other aspects of their lives. So it's very transformative.
My name is TJ Brodeur. I'm a purple belt under Roy Dean. I've been training about 7 years total, pretty much off and on though. I trained pretty thoroughly, or consistently for about 3 years, and then had to take some breaks. So starting out, I'm at that period right now where I think I just need to stick with it. I'm trying to get back into it. You know, I always hear from black belts, the best thing to do is just not quit. So, you know, I'm going through some of those plateaus where I'm having guys pass me up who are junior to me, and I'm dealing with that right now. But jiu-jitsu is one of those things that's just part of my life, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
What is it about jiu-jitsu you think that really hooked you?
The reality of it. I was a Aikido guy for a long time, and there was a lot of fantasy. I don't mean to bag on Aikido, because it's a great art, and I actually have been able to apply some of my Aikido since I've started training. But it's one of those things. There's a lot of hypotheticals when you do Aikido, and the first experience to jiu-jitsu, it was real. You know, I could have fantasies about myself all I wanted, but when you get on the mat, all that goes away, and it's just your skill, and that's the thing that really addicted me to it. And the application, I've been in the military for a while as a reserve guy, and being able to, it gives you a sense of confidence and a physical ability that I think carries over into a lot of different disciplines.
My name's Andrew. I'm a purple belt under Roy Dean. I've been training for about 8 years.
So what has jiu-jitsu done for you?
Jiu-jitsu's been a lot of different things to me. It's helped me keep fit. It's helped me keep flexible as I get older. It's also been really important in terms of rehabilitation for a number of injuries that I've had over the years, the back and shoulder surgery, and it's made a real big difference in my ability to get back to full function. You know, since having those surgeries. I turned 40 last year, and I've noticed some big changes in my body as I've gotten older, and so jiu-jitsu's helped me maintain flexibility, maintain strength, and just overall fitness.
My name is Byron Higginbotham. I'm a purple belt under Roy Dean. Been training the martial arts half my life now, 18 years, and started out in Taekwondo and then shifted to MMA, and then no-gi. Submission grappling. In 2010, I hooked up with Roy Dean and started my journey in the gi. Got my blue belt and then my purple belt.
So what hooked you about jiu-jitsu in the first place? How it changed you?
Yeah, starting in a Taekwondo background, it was very boxed in. You had your techniques that you would learn for your next rank. And I got really frustrated and tired of that. Started submission grappling and then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Roy Dean, and I loved how fluid and just non-boxed in it was. It was great. Every match was different, and I was able to take the knowledge that I would learn from techniques and then develop wisdom out of that knowledge. Knowledge is the knowing how to do something mechanically. Wisdom is the application of that knowledge. And so I love finding wisdom on the mat.
My name's Peter Hulse. I'm a purple belt, and I've been training for about 3.5 years with the gi. I did no gi for about 2 years before that.
Since you've been doing jiu-jitsu, how have you seen it benefit you, like in other ways as well?
It's improved my overall strength a bunch. Certain muscles and stuff you can only get with jiu-jitsu. Improved my flexibility and coordination, just being able to think and go from one thing to another.
What about off the mat? How has it helped you in those kind of ways? Getting more chicks?
No. Being able to your confidence and push through things and be tough about stuff and not give up so easily.
My name's Brendan Biggis, and I've been training for 5 years, and I'm a purple belt under Roy Dean.
So when did you first discover jiu-jitsu?
Actually, I moved out here, and I'd been training in Maine with a guy named Aaron Blake for like a couple months, and I was going to move out here. Actually, just packed everything up and was moving out here cross country, quit my job and was coming out to Bend, and there were two guys in town, and I asked him, and he said, oh, you got to go see Roy. He actually knew him, so came out. First day I moved into town, the first thing I did was sign up here, so that was it. I knew to keep myself out of trouble, so this was a good idea.
How is it? What is it about it that hooked you?
For me, it's like a direct feedback loop for any attitudes I have. So basically, anytime I run into an issue on the mat, like I gotta look somewhere else in my life off the mat, where's that kind of manifesting itself? And then, I'm either hanging on to something, I'm not moving on to the next thing in my life or the next position. So it's a pretty good feedback loop in terms of that. And then I think it's really cool. I mean, I work with younger adults who are kind of struggling with anxiety and depression, and one of the things I see with them is they're super insulated from their environment. A lot of kids play video games. A lot of kids don't have like a real cause and effect in their life. So when they get into situations like school, they go to college, they go away, they get totally overwhelmed. And I think jiu-jitsu is a way that you have that real direct feedback loop. Anything you're doing, just immediately you get cause and effect. So your good decisions pay off, and your bad decisions you gotta deal with those immediately. So it's a real good learning experience.
My name is Paul Moresi. I've been training for about 8 years now under Ralph Gracie, brown belt, and just pretty much been training for about 8 years.
So how has it helped you, like not just on the mat but outside the mat? Jiu-jitsu.
So it's helped me out big time actually, because I used to party a lot, and that's why Ralph gave me the name Crazy Paul, is because I was always doing crazy stuff, partying and all this stuff like that, and racing motocross and all this stuff, and then I found jiu-jitsu, and it really pulled my life together for me. It really helped me out, and from there it's just been ongoing battle with trying to learn with jiu-jitsu.
Peter and Roy. So I'd like to welcome everybody to Pure Rolling with commentary. This is the first match, myself and Peter. So Peter is actually Byron Higginbotham's student, and he's a little bit of a jiu-jitsu phenom. 17 years old. He's been training since he was quite a bit younger, and as soon as he turned 16, he got his blue belt, and a year later, I gave him his purple belt. I couldn't hold him back. He was just too good. So you can see I'm going to repeat moves in slow motion, the best action, the critical action, where there are transitions and things of note. I'm going to be slowing down and doing commentary. So Peter just turned the corner. I'm pushing on his arm. He steps up, possibly to do an arm lock, and that's when I turn the corner and then start navigating around his guard. So step up there, push that foot down, kind of reverse knee on belly to a spin. He's hip to it, pushes my weight off of him, keeps my weight off of him. That's the key. That's how you don't get pinned. You got to keep the weight off of you. Then I turn the corner for clock choke, and I have his arm, or he's holding onto the leg. Roll him back, a little bit of deep half, so this is good. Now I roll back to get to a bit of a crucifix position. I feel like his head's going to pop out. So I roll back, and he stuffs my leg in between his two legs. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now I'm grabbing my belt. He is a big fan of grabbing the belt, and if you haven't keyed in on using that as a handhold, man, you're missing out. Okay, so boom, a little bit of a tripod sweep there. Fake low, switch it up. I didn't have his other sleeve, so he was able to catch his balance. Now, he would like to hop over, goes to a 2-on-1 with his legs. And now this sweep, or I want to sweep him to my left. It's a shin sweep, very similar to a flower sweep, but his balance was too good. Nicely rooted, Peter. passes a guard. As soon as he passes a guard, I turn the corner again. Now he's in position for a clock choke. Good stuff. Okay. Now look at his hips. Look how he pushes those hips forward. Scoots around to north-south. I turn the corner. You see movement patterns and sequences repeated over and over again. He goes for a clock choke. I feel he's going to roll, so I just roll with it. Put my body weight on top of him, put my back on top of his chest. Okay. I want to avoid that second leg. Avoid that second leg. I don't want to get caught in those legs. He follows to the back, then check this out. So I use my elbow to block that. Turn over, he's still attached. Okay. Then I use my left hand to pull on the head. Pulling on the head when people have your back is one of my favorites, one of my go-tos. Okay, so I'm able to pull him off. I go double under. He gets his hooks. And I just start working. I'm still not warm. To be honest, it takes about 2 rounds for me to get warm these days. And that's just life. So Peter he's really difficult to submit. So I push on his arm, just trying to get something going. He rolls out. I look for a little bit of I want to choke, but he blocks access to the collar. So now here I am in guard. I'm going to start to turn it up just a little bit more. So note how I'm gripping his elbow there. That's how you index, Camarillo style. That's how you index where the arm is. Shoot for a triangle. He's ducking his head, but I'm persistent. See how I gather. Now check this out. So I cross collar grab, shoot my legs up as if I'm going for an arm lock. He pulls that arm out. Okay. But I'm still hunting for the triangle. Look at my left knee. I gather his head. I hunt for it. I pull in, and then I get my crossed ankles. Okay. He sits down. No problem. No problem. I don't have the I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble there. So that knee bar, check it out. As I come out of it, he could get a knee bar right there. I twist, roll up, and luckily I'm safe. So I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this 50-50 position. So I just push down on both legs, clear it. Okay. Knee on belly. Oh, to Americana Peter is just about impossible. He uses his flexibility, and where normal people would tap, he does not. He does not. Okay, so he rolls in, and I was looking for that arm wrap. As he comes up, there it is. I'm going to pop that off. Then I need to beat him to the other side. Because I want back access. Okay. Sure would be nice if I could get an arm lock. So I switched to the other side because he was blocking on that side. Step over. Being able to switch from one arm to the other it's like guard passing. You go left, they block you, you go right. Really improves the chances that you're going to get the technique that you're going for. Again, indexing that elbow. Okay. Super good base by Peter here. Just really comfortable, relaxed. Please pass to my right so I can do that choke. Please pass to my right. I got a baseball bat choke set up here, but he's not buying it. Oh, almost had a triangle. All right, now I'm kind of forcing it. I'm forcing that triangle. Stuff it, pull the head down. His fist is still trapped in there. I don't mind. It's cool. That's what I'm working with. Okay, so then he hides his arm, and I sweep him to the left. He pulls out his hand. And then I roll up. A rare Kimura. Of course, he's not going 100% either, but this is just a nice little flowing warm-up roll. And you can do that. You can't do that with everybody, but you can definitely do it with Peter. Peter's really good. Nice guard pass. Yeah, a lot of talent right there. TJ and Byron. All right, TJ pulls guard. Again, early rounds, warming up. Two guys trying to get the groove going here. Push on the head. Man, it took me a long time. Mr. Harris used to tell me to push on the head. And I heard it, but I wasn't really listening. Now it's one of the best places to push, for sure. Okay, so nice low stance by Byron. TJ in white. TJ is also kind of my perennial uke in my DVDs. All right, TJ goes for a knee bar, not super aggressively, and they kind of roll out. Nice collar grip by TJ. Comes up to get a little bit deeper. And, right, this is kind of cool. He tries to backstep. Byron tries to backstep. TJ ends up, watch this. Byron goes further out to avoid the sweep when TJ followed him. So sometimes when you're getting swept, if you land where they want you to, you get swept. But sometimes if you add to that just a little bit, then you are controlling the distance. All right, nice little back step. Okay, push down on the leg, back step. As soon as he turns the corner, boom, take mount. All right. Stabilizing position. Byron's looking for collar choke, classic combo, collar choke into the arm lock. TJ rolls up with it. We all know this sequence. Slide that up. Pretty good. Byron could have had more weight on him, but these guys are just warming up. Shoots for the triangle. TJ blocks that. TJ pulls guard again. Byron's a bit of a physical specimen. It can be intimidating to try to bulldoze someone over like that. Oh, look at the way Byron is angling his hips. Look at that. Look at that. Escapes that first leg. All right. Now TJ. Oh, nice back step. Yes, TJ, to the back, to the back, to the back, to the back. Keep riding it up. A little bit of a missed opportunity there. He could have been more aggressive about it, but, you know. Now look at the way Byron circles his foot in against the bicep. That's really excellent. Close guard. Okay. Oh, excellent, TJ. Back step, catches balance. Comes around, comes around. He needs to poke with that knee a little bit more to beat Byron's knee and get the knee on belly position. So, kind of probing and being aggressive with your knee is useful. TJ's hips are a little high for that. He attacks for the knee bar. We've had subsequent discussions in reviewing this about you got to make it happen. I mean, it's one thing to go for it, but it's another thing to go for it with the intent that this is going to happen, and being aggressive about getting your hip low enough to get that knee bar. A little X pass here. That signals that Byron is warm. Boom, goes to the mount. Again, wants that arm lock. Oh, but then switches to a triangle. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Pulls down the head. Switches. Oh, thought about omoplata. Okay, check this out. He recrosses his ankles so that he'll be able to access the triangle more easily. He pulls down on the head. He's tightening it. TJ moved his arm. Byron went for omoplata. Okay, now TJ's feeling it a little bit more too. Boom. Nice. Little flying triangle there with Byron's arm out of the way. Boom. Arm lock, arm lock, arm lock. Turn the corner. TJ could have gotten that. It's possible. And that was an excellent block and sweep right there. Excellent block and sweep. So reverse knee on belly, back step. TJ gets his knee in that space, uses it to off-balance Byron, comes up. He's in a triangle. He knows that as he's coming into position, and then, good posture. A lot of good posture going on here. Pull on that collar. He's pulling on that collar. Wise move on Byron's part, switching to omoplata. TJ's hip to it. Goes over, beats him to the punch. Sometimes when they're trying to take you someplace, why not get there a little bit early? Their timing's off. Outspin the move, as Mark Lehman once said. Okay, so little inverted guard. Trying to gather that far sleeve. Snap on the triangle. Check this out. Boom. What a great sequence. Okay, from close guard. Open. Hit that sweep. TJ immediately, he doesn't wait for things to settle. He's already moving into position. Then so is Byron. Break off that grip. Break that grip. Okay, a little bit of Z guard. Another X pass, just beating the knee. Did you see that? Just beating the knee. That's the key. Guard passing is all about getting past their knees, not just their legs. What a great roll. Fantastic. Volp. Byron's about 220 for those interested. All right. Go for that choke or switch to the arm lock. What's going on? Oh, TJ turns back in. Nice, nice. The sweep, off balancing people so they pull that arm out and catch their balance. That's a great way to get into a triangle. And TJ knows it though, so he kept his arm in just enough. All right, here we go. Yeah, go for that Go for that footlock. Takes him over. Nice push on the knee there.
Nice, Byron.
Good first roll.
Nice, Byron.
Brendan and Andrew. All right, Brendan on the left, Andrew on the right. And Brendan's one of my good friends, fresh purple belt. He had a pretty heroic and epic purple belt demonstration, which you can see on disc 3. Andrew is relatively new to the academy, trained down in Florida. Came to us as a purple belt. Great guy, doctor. Wrote a book called The Program. Check it out on Amazon. Really good at half guard. A strong guy, probably one of the most muscular individuals I've ever met in my life. Ooh, nice back step. So check it out. Boom. Push down on the leg, back step. It's all about timing. So now he has essentially passed. There's a chance for a reverse triangle there, small chance, but he's kind of pinning that shin. So Andrew's definitely very strong, and if you note, this isn't nearly as flowing as maybe some of the other matches. Okay, and he loves that lapel grip where you pull out the tail and use it to your advantage. Okay, so Keisagatame. In judo, he'd definitely be winning. In jiu-jitsu, he's also winning. So you don't want to get here. This is where you don't want to be with Andrew. Incredibly tough, incredibly difficult to escape from here. Possible, but still really, really difficult. So Andrew is, note how he's grabbing his thigh there. I tend to prefer that grip as well with Keisa. Maybe able to push that elbow over, get head and arm choke, but not yet. So here we go. Andrew's he's about to put a little more pressure on and get serious. So scoots his hip out, which allows him, see, right there. That's what he wanted. Let's push down on the wrist. The circle becomes straight. Bottom leg catches, and also pull up on the head. That pulling up on the head really tightens things. And get a little arm lock, shoulder lock action. All right. Let's keep it flowing. Let's keep it going, guys. Okay, full guard. A little bit of an overhook. And Brendan has a slow choke that he works from there. That's pretty good. It's better if he has the. It's a little bit better if he has the arm. Andrew's just freaking strong, which is good. And he has good technique as well, which makes it even more nightmarish. And I wanted tough guys. I wanted a bunch of tough guys all interacting with each other for this project. No beginner blue belts. Okay, so his whole goal, he's just got to get over that ankle, Okay. Oh, and an excellent turn by Andrew. So pushes that down and then changes the angle so he can get ahead of that knee. Again, it's about getting ahead of the knee. You can move as much as you want as long as you end up in the right place. Scooting back. Brendan's blocking his hip. He goes to the mount, but Brendan controlled the distance pretty well. And then back to that tail being pulled up. You can use it as an anchor. You can use it as a way to get into, cover shot right here, cover shot. You can use it as a way to, there's a step over choke that I love to do from that position. Again. Back step, nice. He gets his shin and knee on Brendan's right thigh. Boom, back step. Anchored, comes around the corner. Okay. Blocks that hip. Really good positioning by Andrew. Knee on belly. Knee on belly. Being scrappy. Brendan's being scrappy. He's not just taking it. Working to off balance. And Andrew goes for positional dominance. Now, Andrew moves enough. I think by training at my academy, he's going to, be able to open up more. We have very flowing technical sequences, and I think it'll be a perfect complement to the already good game that he has. All right. So I think Brendan should have been looking for an underhook a little bit earlier. Even now, he could be searching for that under. Yes, well done. It's like he heard me. Yes, yeah. Combine that underhook with a constant bump. Oh, good use of your legs there. So he goes knee on belly, and is searching for that handoff for that tail. Gets it in front. Okay. Now double lapel control from Brendan. He's looking for full guard, just to be able to grab something. Look at that! Look at that chest! Look at his chest! Ridiculous. Okay. So the likelihood of a choke is not good. So Brendan should be looking for sweeps. The exposures aren't going to come unless you take the balance. Good work. Not as flowing, but a nice first round. Roy and TJ. I pull guard. TJ passes. Right into an arm lock. No. I block it. Futz with it. See how I get my shin underneath his knee. But he's not bothered. He's getting swept, but he's feeding the collar. He's got his priorities straight. Feed that collar. I duck my head, but then once he gets his shoulder in, it's really all over for me. At that point, he's got the choke. He grips my knee, and then cuts perpendicular. And gets a really nice choke. So if my head is down, I'm okay. But as soon as he drops his shoulder, turns my head, little shoulder justice there, my sweeps are relatively ineffective. Then he tries going to mount. I'm attempting to get him in half guard here, but he's not bothered. He's got the critical component. He has the choke. He grips my knee, slides up with his right leg, and frees his left leg. Boom. And voila. No escape. Excellent. All right. Well done, TJ. Now, let's see what else we can do. Okay, so he wants to go for an X pass here. He wants to go for an X pass. I catch him a little bit, go half guard, and then use a sweep. I've been using that half guard sweep quite often. So I get half guard, come to my elbow, boom, turn the corner. I had control of his foot, press his knee down. Watch how I'm controlling his foot with my knee there. And then just barely cut across, passing his guard. Okay. He replaces guard. Now this is a pass that I kind of came up with. Just use my shin to pressure down on his legs. I pin him both, and I want him to reach up with his arm. I want boom, and expose for the arm lock. So I don't have the arm lock. He turns. Nice little back step. I try taking the back. Now he's blocking with his hand, but I'm not concerned. I just feed a little bit lower on the collar. Try to go perpendicular. Now, sometimes you can get guys and they just choke themselves on that hand. So there, I go arm lock position, then I go to triangle. He still has his hand in there. Triangle's a little bit loose. So I'm trying to feed for arm lock, bent arm lock, straight arm lock. Ugh. Can't get it with triangled legs, so I end up switching into just a regular arm lock, which is sometimes the classics work the best. Little spider guard action. 4 fingers in the cuff, man. That's the grip. That's the grip. I'm trying to lift him on. Have my left foot. I had it under his shin, trying to lift him into a triangle. Here I am trying it again, but he's too well balanced. So boom, he steps around, getting ready for some kind of X pass. And there I am again, reaching with my foot. Trying to get under that shin, trying to lift him. Okay, so I worked that sweep the last time. Probably not going to work this time. Inverted. Oh, nice, TJ. But again, his hip is too high when he lands. If he had been able to spin and drop his hip at the same time, he would have been able to get that knee bar. Definitely. The commitment that he had. Now, I think I have a knee bar, but I'm a little bit high. I actually thought I had that, but I'm a little bit high. So, move on to the next thing. Okay, shin up, push down on the foot. I'm just want to skate by. Drive that knee through, lift on. Yes. Lift on the arm. Kesa. Not exactly Andrew here, but I'm anchored to his upper body. See how I get my hand under that tricep? Boom. Head forward, gather, pull back with my elbow. Gather his wrist, now he's doubly locked in case it got to me. Grab my own thigh, and here we go. So I just use that as a step over, and he blocks. If I can triangle his head and his arm, it's really good. Isolates that other far arm, but he's hip to it. Okay. Again, back step, over, omoplata. Omoplata, gathering the head. Boom, finish with the arm lock. So back step, he goes belly down, step over into omoplata, not a perfect angle to finish it. So I pull that arm And then with my right knee, I gather his head. I look for it, I try pulling it, I try to gather it, I pull it up one more time. As soon as I feel like I have a good grasp, then boom, a triangle arm lock. Okay. I like the aggression all the way up to mount. But I have my knee up. Here we go. One of my favorite passes. Boom, just like that. Okay, so as soon as I push down on the cuff, as soon as I'm over that knee, boom, back step, come around to the side. I use that all the time, all the time. Gather that tail really into those tail chokes, especially a step over choke. And yeah, see, I want to kill his arm with my knees, and but he knows what's going on, so he doesn't allow it. Keep trying to pressure, stepping around. Oh. Okay, now he went to his knees. What am I doing? I want to Darce. Oh, but it's too late. Well done. Nice. Peter and Andrew. Okay, Peter on the left, Andrew on the right. Two tough purple belts. Huge weight difference, but Peter's pretty scrappy. Peter is pretty darn scrappy. So, check this out. Tries to get around, goes to the left, boom, goes to the right, gets stuck in half guard. Look at the monkey toes and feet of Peter. They're very grippy with his feet. Boom! Elbow across the face. That happens. That's not something that I celebrate, but it is. It happens when you need to get around somebody's guard on accident, occasionally. Big back step there. Nice half guard pass of Andrews. Quite adept at that. And then also notice how he continues to block that hip with his hand. It's not enough to just hold the position, but he's blocking, coming around, nice overlapping pressures on his part, trying to gather the head. Peter's keeping his head really low. Okay, so again, let's take that tail. Start working it out. Andrew's considering going over to mount. And then Peter is able to replace guard here, and it starts with getting underneath with his wrist. Then he gets the underhook. Then Andrew goes to his knees, and Peter's able to go back to full guard. But it really started with getting the underhook. So what might be a positional battle of getting back to guard, you think it's about your legs. It's really about a hand battle, getting your wrist under his wrist so you can get the underhook. And, the battles start early. Okay, now Andrew diving that knee through.
All he has to do is get over that heel. He does, but Peter is super flexible. And so he's not quite able to... All right, now Andrew gathers that cuff. He's coming around. Peter has that other leg in front of him. He's pulling himself around. And then Peter gets that darn bottom knee through. So, again, a little bit of a stalemate here. Still can't pass the guard. Good attempt, though. And nice guard recovery as well. Now, full guard, and Peter goes to the belt. Again, he likes that belt grip. This is really good on Andrew's part. So, look at how he holds his tail, binding his upper body, pushes down on the knee, gets his knee over. Yeah. And then kind of turns the corner with his upper body. So the guard pass has begun. Oh. What I really love about being able to open up, for those tail chokes is that it's something to do. You're in that position. It's something to do. You can start then thinking about an attack. You can begin an attack. It's just one more thing to occupy and distract your opponent. Okay, there he finally passed off that tail. Now he's anchored up top. Boom, back step, excellent. Okay, so back step. Feeling with the knee. Peter starts looking for that underhook, but see Andrew, see how he has his hand flat on the mat right next to his hips. That is what you need to do to really ensure that you have positional control. Okay. Andrew's starting to breathe a little bit here because he made everything count. Now look at this. A normal person might get caught in an Americana, but Peter is able to just straighten his arm above his head, and you just can't Americana him from that position. Little bump. Trying to go north-south, take that Kimura. A lot of options, and heading over to the other side for Andrew. Pushes on the head. Trying to do that arm switch. Peter's scrappy, and manages to go back to being in side control. However, that's better than north-south. And now Peter has a trick up his sleeve with that tail. He wants to threaten something. Not quite yet, but that's going to come in handy in a little bit. All right, so Kazuri Keisugatame. Kazuri is modified. Keisugatame would just be scarf hold with the head and arm. And then if you're under the shoulders, Kazuri Keisa. Check this out. Check out what Peter's doing. See, he wants that. We're going to do that sequence again. So a little bridge, get the knee in there. Create just enough space. And then look at Peter's right hand feeding up. He wants that baseball bat choke. Of course, Andrew is intelligent and very aware, so he actually tries to arm lock that extended arm. Manages to solidify the position. And steps over. Now, check this out. Boom, boom. Yeah, Peter is able to cross. So pulls that bottom leg through. Kick both legs. Shooting both legs. That's really how you get triangles. It's not like you put your legs up there. You shoot the legs through. Okay. Now, Andrew has his hand in. But it's kind of in that no man's land where you're like, is it really serving me just having this fist in there? So he says no. Andrew has been in many a triangle in his time, so his posture is excellent, his awareness is excellent. He knows how to keep the partner from getting that angle. Okay, but this is a great shot. So Andrew has great posture. Peter needs to either come up to him or bring Andrew down to be able to mess with the posture and be able to constrict the space, create a noose with his legs. He let go, recrosses. and is trying to get that angle. He's trying to get that angle. Now he pulls down the head, which is good, but then Peter crosses with that other leg, his right leg, kind of omoplata-ish, and that was the downfall of that technique. He shouldn't have done that. So check this out. Andrew grips, turns the corner, pushes away, hangs out, takes side control until the leg's clear. Note how he's gripping his hips as well, the bottom of his pants. He will hold that body position, then square up. Okay, that's good. And again, that Americana is very tempting, but almost impossible to get on Peter. Oh, and a little Americana from the bottom himself. Okay, nice match. Roy and Byron. Now, I knew this was going to be a very exciting and tough fight. So, Byron is about to stand up. Not very difficult for him. Pretty strong, nice counterbalance on his part. And I look for that outside leg, trying to do this Victor Estima arm lock that he's well known for. So he picks me up, hold on to the cuff. It'd be great if I could have the elbow, but that's cool. And then I'm reaching. I want to get that outside leg. It's possible. You can go for a sweep there. Try to keep my knees tight so my hips don't sag too much. He pulls out. And then I pull his leg forward. Maybe I should be grabbing his belt as he goes for a knee bar. Now I need to come up with him. Okay. Now he doesn't have the angle for a knee bar anymore. I'm on top, his legs are crossed. It's just about me being able to escape my leg from that position at this point. Okay. And he sets his hand, so if I pass to the left, he's got a baseball bat choke. So what am I going to do? Let's see. No need to rush. I have top position. I'm able to use my weight. I'm working on his arm. Okay, so he tries sweeping me. Switch to his pant cuff. Alright, so as soon as he gets that underhook, I grab the pant cuff, back step, and then I steer him back into position. That's really important. Passing his guard. Okay, he's got the underhook. But I'm holding on, get my knee, go to knee on belly position just to block him from being able to regain guard. Limb entanglement. He sweeps me over. Sweeps me over, uses his feet to push me over. Tries going for a knee bar. It's not quite the right angle for a knee bar, but close enough. Close enough. He goes for a toe hold, and there we go. So, nice move. Okay. Foot on bicep. Little spider guard action. He's breaking my grips very nicely. And then tries to jump over my guard here, but I follow. Boom. I follow and then go right into I attack for Kimura. So as soon as he comes up, I grab for his arm and then circle out to a guillotine. And it's not quite on. It's more like a 10-finger guillotine. The Kimura guillotine combo is money. Gi, no gi. It's still a legitimate threat, and people have to react to it. Okay, so now I'm back in close guard. So what's going on here? I want to bait him into opening his ankles by giving him an arm lock, which he does. I come out, and then he gathers for omoplata. And he's got my legs, so he's got a pretty good position here. He's got all that stuff pretty tight. Now, I just need to be calm. It's not so bad right now. Use my knee, okay? Then I circle my knee over, kill that arm, the one that's gripping the belt. Use that to kill the arm. Okay. And he wants to go into a roll. That's cool. See, I'm going to step in front of his arm or behind his arm, depending on how you look at it. Boom, now I have my own omoplata. He rolls out. Okay, now I need to pass the guard. I try passing the guard. He escapes. Scoop. Oh, little elbow across the face. Sorry about that. Comes out. Oh, he does sit out. I step over. Go back to guard, triangle. So there. I managed to get behind his arm. We have omoplata. He's like, should have known. He rolls forward. That's cool. My knee's up. Start to go around. He shoots for a triangle. I go around. I sprawl there on my part. Try going around his legs. He counters. I scoop at his thighs. Sorry about the elbow. Turn the corner. He rolls. I need to stay ahead of him. Okay. Guillotine, he does sit out, step over with that leg, and it just feels right to sit back to the triangle since there's one in and one out. And since I worked hard for that, I'm not going to give it up. Okay, cinch it up, boom. No thinking, just reacting at that point. So, I'd like to be able to do a throw. Nope. I'll get that on him later, not this round. Just a little something. And then, sprawling like this, just getting head and arm control, kind of a snap down, that is underutilized. It's actually much less vulnerable than a double leg or many other kinds of takedowns, so I'm just sprawling the guy. Try turning him over. It's difficult via video to be able to see the amount of pressure that I'm generating, or the amount of pressure that he's generating. But trust me when I say that I'm pretty serious here. It's considerable. So now I have him out. Boom. He was already under that leg, so let me try to go into a mounted triangle. He pins his head against the... I got to steer him back. Okay. This is about control. And he turns so far in that I say, let me try to go to mount. Okay, I need to anchor myself here. So I scoop him up, boom, step around. He's got my arm. I'm not going to let him have that arm. I hurt that arm a little while ago. I'm not going to let him have that arm. As soon as he lets go, wow, right into the arm lock. So I'm passing guard. He dives for that Kimura. Beat him. That's where he wanted to take me. That's where I go. I go a little bit farther. Now I'm set up for an arm lock counter. He's holding on. He's trying to get his legs in there. All I have to do is just not let those legs come up. Okay? Then again, go to knee on belly here. He eventually releases. As he turns, I spin into the arm lock position. There was really no thought, just the feeling of an opportunity. There we go.
Thank you.
What a beast.
Thank you.
Peter and TJ. This is a pretty good match. We don't start from our feet. Just as a note, we're only doing 5-minute rounds here, so I wanted to get the action as BJJ specific as possible. Now that right there, see, TJ needs to block his hip a little bit better. Peter's hip, he would have solidified that knee slide guard pass. We've talked about it since, and that completely tightened up his game. And isn't it interesting that something like that, just one small detail about where you place your hand, can make such a big difference? Okay, so Peter keeps going up the collar, up the collar, up the collar. Nice. TJ gets that knee over. Let's see. A little more head control, TJ. A little more head control. Should want to smash that. Although he needs to be wary with that single grip of Peter's about the... everyone wants a baseball bat choke these days. There we go. That was a nice knee bar transition. It is not impossible to... It's better if you have your ankles crossed. It's not impossible to just squeeze your knees together and hit the knee bar, but... Footlock. TJ went for a footlock. Peter responds in kind. Dueling footlocks. Kind of a dangerous position to be in unless you really know what you're doing. Now look how insistent Peter is with getting that leg clearing. He wants to go to a 2-on-1, two of his legs against one of TJ's. He reaches. Oh, he reaches. He reaches, and just kind of, the toes are still in there, but it's close enough. Boom. Okay. Again, grabbing the belt, and then he can kind of perch up. He can come to that low squatting position. Now here's an interesting moment. TJ is going to try to go to the back here. He's going to be looking for a triangle. Then he's going to try to go to the back. Come up. As he comes down, man, it would have been perfect if he could have used his right foot to go under Peter's knee and sweep him. So sometimes you use that momentum of rocking back. You come up for something, and then you rock back. Now, Peter clears that grip with his shin. Excellent. He's got the underhook. And that's a kind of a disadvantage for TJ because he would actually prefer to have the underhook in this position. That way he'd be able to pull a more effective half guard. Yeah, maybe if TJ gets his left foot underneath to lift, sweeps are really what you want. All right, now Peter is going to use a technique that I picked up from another black belt in Southern California, like pushing that collar in from the guard to make them open up, make them open their legs. Like he really that was full extension, full body weight, just punching. And TJ's like, up. He's not freaking out, but he knows, okay, I got to do something. I have to open my guard. To push him away to relieve that pressure because it was a legitimate threat. So then, boom, a little bit of a sweep. Excellent, TJ, excellent. 50-50 position, inside heel hook position with Peter. Now, TJ can go for a toe hold here if he chose to. And Peter's going for a toe hold too. Could have been dueling toe holds just like it was dueling footlocks earlier. So a little hip action, raise a hip, pass it over, 50-50 position. If TJ were aggressive in this moment, he could be going for a toe hold. He's got his legs, he's going to get his legs all crossed up here. Peter goes for the toe hold. And TJ's just kind of seeing what's happening. Not very worried by his expression. But then, hey, that's actually on. Yeah, that was good. Okay, let's see what's going on with shooting for triangles. I know that's what Peter wants. Yeah, Peter is cleaned up in both adult men divisions for gi and no gi. Ooh, excellent pass, excellent pass. A little bit of an X pass there. Going around, he's got that knee on belly position. What's he gonna do with it? Step over to north-south position. Boom. Work that. If you can just get that hand transition a little bit quicker before Peter has a chance to re-grip anything, keeping that high. But Peter was able to grip his hands in this case and then reverse the position. Okay, now, once he let go, TJ's heel goes right behind Peter's knee. He throws his hips forward. Check this out. Maximum leverage is achieved when that heel is right behind the knee. Hips go forward. Possible knee bar there, especially if Peter anchors by grabbing TJ's belt. He peels that foot off, and then he's going to come up into half guard. Peter stays super calm while he's rolling. Nothing freaks him out. Even when he's in a not a great position, he'll still do it. TJ's thinking, okay, man, how can I access the back? How can I lift and access the back? Boom. Back step, step over. I love that position. What Peter's doing now is what I call a low mount, where you basically hook his legs, sprawl out on him. You can triangle your legs. People are doing this in MMA now, and they put the opponent against the cage and then hook their legs. During that moment, though, TJ creates a little bit of space and avoids the mount. Nice. Now TJ's up. Peter's looking for a little bit of a tail magic. Excellent, excellent. Good pressure, good head pressure, good chest pressure. Clearing right to mount. So, look at that chest pressure. Turning his head. Good. Okay. High mount. TJ should be inserting his hands for a choke. Although, hey, that was totally great. Pushing down on one arm makes the other arm vulnerable. Usually that second arm wants to come in to the rescue and defend that first arm. Went for an arm lock, but that was a nice match.
Nice.
Byron and Andrew. Now, these two had never met, so this is much more like a competition match. Byron has a school in Medford, Oregon, which is southern Oregon, and Andrew is relatively new to our school, so they've never met on the map before, and we have been anticipating this for some time. Both are very athletic, very strong, clever. We knew it was going to be a good match. So Byron steps around. He wants a 2-on-1. Andrew's still looking to get back to half guard, which he's quite good at. And he loves to feed that tail. Loves to feed it. So there we are. We're getting a little bit closer to guard, half guard. And Byron is back at it again. So this is pretty conservative. There, Andrew's trying to go for my sweep, a shin sweep, but you have to wait until the person comes into you with their weight. They have to give it to you, and you have to time it just right. So now he's pressing his hips forward, forward. Andrew looking for grips. That kind of pressure that Byron is putting forward with his hips, that's what I want to see for brown belt. Yeah, it's good to be able to curl your body and bend, but also being able to press with your hips is critical, and you can negate a lot of attacks just by being able to throw your hips forward. And he needs to do something to be able to shake that, so hopefully he uses his knee here in the... Andrew actually gave up that bicep control with his foot. Okay, now they're a little bit more relaxed. The ogres have calmed. So Byron is looking to get over that foot. Okay. Breaking grips is not always easy in jiu-jitsu. And this is a case in point. Okay, now back to a little bit of that Z-guard, half-guard game. Again, going back to feeding the tail. Here we go, here we go. And that, my friends, was it. That was the move right there. Okay, so he gets over the knee. Remember what I said about the knee is really the key to guard passing. Byron keeps really low, cuts an angle, and then anchoring on the collar, pulls himself past the guard. Subtle, non-acrobatic, took a lot of good pressure and confidence. Now that he has it, okay, Andrew's just waiting to explode. No need to do that right now. Make it difficult to mount. Okay. So when you want to escape, the time to not do it is when they have the pressure on you. The time to do it is when they relieve the pressure because they're looking to move. So he's transitioning right now, and this is probably when Andrew starts curling in. He wants to make his move. Tough angle on Byron's wrist. You can take it. He wants this. He wants to keep that pressure on. With that angle, it's difficult to get the choke. Possible, but very, very difficult. So a little bit of knee on belly action. Oh, actually, a little bit of knee on belly action. Keep pressuring in. And this kind of conservative grinding match is another part of jiu-jitsu. My academy has a very flowing style, but hey, this is life. This entire project is just a bunch of tough, skilled guys getting together and training. And sometimes you tap, and sometimes you don't. And sometimes they're exciting, and sometimes they're not as exciting, not as much movement. But if you know what to look for, you can appreciate it. Jiu-jitsu is an acquired taste. So, here we are. Andrew maybe looking for an underhook, and Byron is looking to pass that off. Oh, he did. He passed it off. He wants to get a choke. So Andrew starts coming up, looking to regain half guard, and Byron will have none of it. Now, it's not on perfectly. He actually wants to pull that arm across. Some people call that a Terminator choke. Pull that arm across. And then put his chest on top of the elbow, but Andrew's too wise. Oh, he wants it. He wants that choke. He's gotten pretty good at it. And no dice. Okay, so now he's trying to get his... Just take the regular old collar and hit a choke, but again, it's not quite there, and you really have to get on. A guy like Andrew, he can just flex his neck and kind of break your grip. So Byron is just on the hunt. He's close enough. No tap. Just positional dominance. Byron would have won that one. Paul and Roy. So I wanted to bring Paul into the mix. Paul came to me as a brown belt under Half Gracie, and he's been a great part of the academy, really contributed a lot. He's been a brown belt for about 3 years at this time, and I think he's ready. I think he's ready for that next level, but it's not up to me to decide. It's up to his instructor. And I think it's coming soon. Anyways, great guy, really good game. A little bit more methodical with a deadly close guard. So anyways, he worked security and was out kind of late the night before, but I wanted to include him in the mix here. So now check this out. I got this sweep on TJ earlier, but wasn't able to get it with Paul. Now, what's the difference? Okay, so Paul backsteps. He'll step over. I go for a half guard sweep. TJ was on his knee, okay, when I got that sweep. Paul remains on his foot, and his hips are a little bit too far away. I can't really grab his hips, so as I come up on my elbow, I just don't have the angle. Boom, I have to go back down and then spin underneath. Even though I had that belt grip, so boom. I end up coming up. Not too bad. And what I want to avoid is his close guard. He's got a deadly close guard and whole sequence that he does from it. So I'm doing everything I can. See, he wants to go to close guard. Nope, I'm going to dive my arm right under. I'm not going to his close guard. So I'm being a little methodical here. Little back step. Ooh, check it out. He keeps the weight off of him. This is great. So look at how he grabs my knee, stays round, and then dumps me over to the other side. He doesn't bridge into it. He keeps his back round as he dumps me off. So that was awesome. Okay. So now I need to pass. He's got a nice collar grip. I got my knee up. I'm gonna be trying to step over. He knows that. We've rolled many, many times. Boom, I'm trying to step over. He turns. Don't quite make it through. Going for the double under. It didn't work. Okay. Now, he hooks. See how he hooks my foot? Oh, it makes me want to turn and then bam, to the back. I wanted to free that leg. I turn, boom. He's got my back. Now, he's going to stay tight. This is a good move. Look how he moves his knee up here. Takes a big step, gets that knee high, so he can have good access to the back on the next roll. So that was good. And he's just going to work his choke. Vault. He's got that. Probe the legs a little bit. And it's good. Okay. Now, he goes back. I just step over. Step past his guard. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Now we'll have a little cat and mouse. So, sometimes Paul will play defensive, especially with lower rank guys, and just let him attack the back. So he's been working on his back defenses over the last couple of months. And sometimes he'll do that with me, which makes me really work. You can positionally dominate somebody, but it's not as satisfying unless you tap them, right? It's not as satisfying. So here, I think I might transition to mount. No, I want the back. That's what I want. So I'm either going to get the choke or the arm lock. I want the choke or the arm lock. And I only have a certain amount of time for that. So, okay, I'm looking to free my leg. It would really help if I could free my leg. He's got his hand in there, and I do have the collar. Okay, now switch the target. I'm going for the arm. Boom. So one thing at a time. Clear that leg over. Arm lock position. Arm lock position. He's going to drop his elbow, and I want to switch. I want to transition to that other arm. I want to. Oh. So I want either to switch to that arm lock or hit the triangle. He knows that. That's his move too. And then he spins out. Good. Okay, so he takes top. Boom, but I wanna finish. Okay, I want to pass the guard here. I'm getting more intent on passing the guard. So go to this low position. We've been here many times. try stepping over, and his control was not that strong at my cuff, my right cuff. So, boom, blow past the guard there. He turns again. I really weight him heavily. I don't want him to go all the way over again. So that's how you kind of put the brakes on somebody. Check the time. I'm like, okay, what do I got here? Boom. Yeah, block that. Block that with my leg. Block his arm that he's blocking me with. And now... Now can I go into a reverse triangle? Now pulling up on that elbow. Now I'm on the hunt.
Nice.
Yes. Awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
Byron and Brendan. Both of these guys are great athletes, but each one is on a different scale. Brendan pulls half guard, and we'll see where he goes from here. With the belt grip, there it is again. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. All right, so Byron stands up, shakes. That's the key to opening the guard from when you're standing. You got to shake. It's not just enough to stand. That was a really nice pass. So a little bit of an X pass, but finish in a leg drag position. Get that underhook, and pretty styling, pretty styling. But Brendan has a trick too. So he gets that overhook and then goes into what he calls a slow choke. And it doesn't come on right away, but if you hang out in it long enough, you might go to sleep. Chokes like that require confidence. You know, you have to have successfully executed that before, and then you have faith that it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, then you have something else. Okay, quarter guard. A little bit of that foot still there. Foot drag mount escape, blue belt requirements. Just needs to get over that knee. That would have been easier if it hadn't just been his foot involved. And Byron assists him nobly into that transition to the back. And that's a good thing. Byron is experimental. He tries things out. Hey, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But new movement patterns. He also teaches parkour at his school. It's a pretty fascinating place. Really good. All his students are really good. Okay, back to half. Oh, tried it again but didn't have it. Different position. All right, now Brendan is really smart guy, and he knows, oh, I have to use this. I have to use this opportunity. He rolled. Look at his belt grip there. That's extremely valuable. So he's going to move so the legs aren't an issue. Come up, press his hips forward, and then just surf Byron's body. Surf it down. Take side control. Hold on to that belt as long as you can, as long as it's serving you, and then get away from the legs. Byron's trying to gather a foot, go back to guard. Nice, beautiful transition by Brendan. Blocks on that side. When he feels him coming up to his knees, spin to the other side. Now, great anticipation, good movement. Hard to stop this though. Byron grabs the belt and gets a nice big bridge. Perfect angle. Big bridge. Oh. And now he's on top again. All right, so working from the guard. The overhook. Overhook works really well no-gi as well. All right, see it? Slow choke. He's got the overhook. He's got that other lapel. He's got a pretty deep grip on the back of Byron's gi. Pushing on the head. Excellent work there by Brendan. Pushing on the head, then transitioning to the elbow like that. And the fight is all... Oh. That was a near pass. Brendan got that in. Beautiful sweep. So check out... He opens the ankles. He pushes down. Byron's goal is to get past the knee. He wants to get past that knee. He pushes on the knee. But he gets caught with that extra hook. And so Brendan lifts him. He's heavy. He lifts as much as he can, then he transitions to a push. Lifting, pushing. Takes him over. During that transition, Byron managed to get his shin underneath Brendan's knee. So he wasn't quite able to execute that choke, but remember that, lifting to pushing. That's pretty good. All right, now Byron's getting past. Look at that. Look at that shin action. Nice sprawl by Byron. Knee on belly position. Pushes down. Check this out. Boom. Okay. Pushes. Slides the shin over. Lifts at the wrist. And now he's in a perfect position to transition into an arm lock. And he wants to go. Brendan knows this. Look at that. Look at that. He wants to go, but Brendan's keeping his elbow down. That's why Byron's lifting on the elbow, because he wants to be able to get both his ankles over Brendan's head. It doesn't have to be a perpendicular arm lock. 2 ankles over the head. Boom. There it was. So, many entries into the arm lock. That's one of them. Cartwheel guard pass. Again, experimental. It's great. He moves so well for a guy's size. Oh, nice. Nice. And he got him with a choke.
Yep.
TJ and Andrew.
That's all from Jazzercise.
Brendan making a little joke about where Andrew got his muscles. So good posture on TJ's part. Check out this pull, though, from Andrew. Kind of, sometimes you just have to wait for your moment to yank him down. And then Andrew is going across, and his left hand is kind of occupying the lat. That is a really powerful grip, whether you get in the armpit or just reach around to the lat. Good way of breaking posture, keeping him down. TJ blocking that bicep until he could get to good posture. Okay. Note how he's not even looking at Andrew. Patient. Whatever Andrew wants, TJ's not going to let him have. Oh, you want that tail? No, you're not going to have it. Boom. Okay. TJ initiated. He had good leverage there. Right elbow in the hip of Andrew. And Andrew concedes that and goes to first guard, then half guard. And that lapel, he wants that lapel. So he's working hard. Right now it's a little short. So he's gonna re-pull. Tug that out. Pass it off, pass it off. That's the critical hand switch. He needed that. Okay. Now that he has that hand switch, TJ's working a choke. He's trying to apply it, but then Andrew's just waiting for his moment. He has the knee grabbed. He's got his tail grip. Boom, right into a sweep. So check that out. Right into the sweep. As soon as he comes up, he initiates the pass by grabbing the knees. He really should go north-south. He should continue that pass a little bit more, but Andrew is content just taking on half guard there. TJ should be pushing at the shoulder. It's a little late to push on the head, but he's trying to occupy that wrist and possibly get a Kimura. Just looking at the target that's available to him. That's what you got to do. Say, what's in front of me? Okay, I'll attack this. All right, Andrew being patient, TJ being patient, blocking the crossface, number one priority. Arm goes across. Look at how TJ just kind of flows with that. He blocks. Number one priority is blocking the crossface. Then Andrew goes to the other side. So he loves this position. He's waiting to pull that top leg away, backstep with his right leg, and take side control. And TJ's he's kind of waiting for the move, waiting for the next move. The weight is on him, so it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to struggle and burn a lot of energy. Here we go. It's coming. Andrew wants his shin in front. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Back step. Then he'll switch his grip. Right hand will grab the bottom pant leg and secure his position. Okay. Knee right against that hip, indexing it. Solid. 3 points. If you're into points. Okay. Should be familiar now that Andrew is going for Kesa, north-south. Oh, excellent. Excellent use of his foot. Right? He doesn't want to obligate his hands to free his leg. So he inserts the instep of his right foot. Keeps going north-south until TJ can't hold on to it anymore. Frees his left knee right there and holds position. Now he's almost north-south. He might want to work for a Kimura. Might want to continue feeding that lapel, which is kind of his standard MO. Difficult to see from this angle. Switching again. Oh, excellent job. A little off balance and then a hip movement. Lifting on that thigh. Not all side mount escapes are bridging up. Sometimes it's a bridge and then just supporting their weight while you move underneath them. Many ways to skin a cat. Okay, so TJ attempted to hip bump there and got pushed down. Andrew's push is pretty strong. Pretty strong. Sometimes when you feel how resolute people are in their grip or the direction of the pressure, it can break you. But the key is just keep probing, just keep moving, keep trying things. So TJ's working his shins up a little bit. Now, as he came up, look at how Andrew keeps him down with that lapel, with the tail of his gi. Keeps him from coming down. Back to close guard. Okay. TJ's doing all the right things. You know, he's trying to switch his position. He goes for the hip bump. Hip bump, I feel, is kind of an underutilized maneuver. Extremely powerful. And if you have the right timing, it changes everything very, very rapidly. He wants that arm. Andrew could tell. So, look at this. He goes for the arm. Andrew yanks it back. Boom. But that's the exposure for the triangle. So, pulling on that collar. Trying to cross his ankles. Andrew gets his hand back in. Kind of a no man's land. Do I pull it out? Do I push it back in? 2 hands on one leg, was able to break open the triangle. It wasn't fully locked with the ankles. So now Andrew wants to just pull himself through. Knee slice guard pass. Kind of crushes at TJ's top leg with his body. Surfs past. And now he's past the guard again. So Andrew doesn't vary from his game that much in this particular role. Pass the guard, side control, work the tail. Stick with what you're good at. It's a good plan.
Nice job.
Nice.
Andrew and Roy. Here we go, last match. It's been a good day. Andrew pulls guard. Classy move. He's such a strong top player. So I had my shin up and then I just dove my right shin over his leg. Now here's the good part. Windshield wiper and then just surf over. So I move my left leg out. Then windshield wiper so he can't trap it again. Bring my knee up, surf my hip down, past the guard. Past the guard. And block off the space. There's pressure there. You can't see it, but I got to be serious. Like the match with Byron and this match, I need to be serious because I can't make any mistakes with these two gentlemen. They're just too powerful. So I'm doing something a little different there. I grab his belt and I just go basically up his sternum to the side of the head with my forearm, just keeping that pressure on. I want to keep that pressure on. Pushes on my tricep. I think about going for a knee bar. Oh, but no. He's coming around, deep collar grip. So, like sweeping. So I get my leg up and over. So he knows triangle's coming. He knows triangle's coming. Grip his tricep, grip his knee. Then when the time is right, he shifts forward just a little bit. pull him up, over, and hit my sweep. So actually I'm gripping his collar here. Pull him forward with my shin. Sweep. Okay. And then I'm not able to get a mounted triangle, but so I focus all my effort on pulling that elbow up. I gotta all my effort, marshal all my forces to get that elbow up. Okay, now legs are crossed. And I'm making some serious adjustments. I want to really tighten that noose. Really tighten that noose. Boom. Awesome. So, pulling up on the elbow. When they keep their arms in, you got to pull up on that elbow. 2 hands on the elbow. He comes to his knees, and I'm able to just get my legs crossed. Now, as he rights himself on both knees, continue to switch my legs to make that tighter. Elevate my hips, pull his arm across. I have 2 hands obligated, but I'm good enough with my legs to be able to complete the triangle without grabbing my shin. Okay. So, half guard. Oh, he wants it. He wants that tail out. He wants that tail. So, little crossface, try to keep him flat. He wants that tail, so I'm going to grab his tail. And then I use my knee on his ribs and sternum. I need to ground him. I have to take this seriously. So I'm driving with my knee, my shin, right into those ribs, pulling myself past. Now, my leg is still trapped. My right leg is still trapped in this half guard, but I'm walking his arm up. Consistent pressure, a little higher. Use my other foot to press on his thigh, come up, and then take mount. Takes a little bit. There we go, cupping with my feet. Use my left instep to press off the hip. 2 feet on his hips, pressure down. Keeping that pressure, I would love to be able to get to a head and arm, but nope. Just that little interruption in my downward force, in my pressure, allows him to bring his elbow back in. So he's bridging. I'm working to get my arm back up. And he's doing the foot drag mount escape, which is awesome, so I need to pay attention to that. I have that tail of his gi. What am I going to do with it? Okay, so move my shin over that arm. Grip that tail. Threaten omoplata just enough so that I can get into a triangle position. So slide my shin over. Oops, sorry about the knee to the face. Okay. He bridges up. He wants to get that sweep. That's okay as long as I position myself during that transitional phase. As he comes up, if I can improve my position, that's even better. So a little pressure with my thigh on one side of his head, like in omoplata, and then I go back to triangle position. So here I am, and that's tight. That's real tight. A lot of pressure with my knees, elevating my hips. I need to get that arm to the other side. He's pretty good at blocking triangles, so this is a serious challenge for me. But once I start getting it over, I move into position. I'm not trying to pull him. Okay, that's close enough. So, 2-on-1 on his arm, cuff grip, tighten my legs, I move my hip. I gotta get that elbow past my center line. That's what I want. Okay, that is about as tight as I'm gonna get. Shift my hip one more time. Okay. And then pull down on his head. I love that that method for tightening the triangle with where you go over your shin with the gable grip. Spider guard. Boom. Clear that with your hips. That's really... When I look at purple belts going for brown belt, when you tap into this, being able to throw your hips forward and being able to clear obstacles and push with your hips in that way, that opens up, it's like a back step, it opens up a lot of movement possibilities. passes guard. Feed that tail, feed that tail. Feed that tail. And then working my hand in for a choke. He's bundled. He's got a thick neck. It's tough. It's tough at the moment. But then just a little bit of lift with his chin, just a little bit. I wasn't going across his jaw. I'm just waiting for the moment when he lifts. Right there. Twist, and then get the choke. Okay, I pull guard. We have about 30 seconds left. Spider guard. So when shooting for the triangle, you don't always have to have the same order of operations, and you can shoot as if you're going for an omoplata. So that rear leg will bump him, and then that takes the pressure off this spider guard leg. And now Andrew's pretty hip to my triangles at this point. Lifts me up, turns a corner, passes my guard. I spin over. I try to roll him, but he's too heavy, too well weighted. Thank you, Andrew. Great match.
Yeah, how were your rolls? You know, who'd you go up against, and how'd they all plan out?
I think I went with pretty much everybody. You know, though there's a saying that, you know, the best plans don't survive the first 5 seconds of combat, right? So that's how today was. Obviously, you asked me what my game was, and I said on top, and you didn't get to see any of that. So, you know, that's pretty much, that's the cool thing about this art. You can go into it with a plan, and you try to implement your plan. Sometimes it doesn't work, and you just deal with. So that's, you know, one of the reasons I like having a couple things you can go to. And, you know, usually when something's not working, I go back to guard, which is my sort of mainstay. Everybody felt awesome. I'm one of those weird guys that really appreciates somebody beating me, and especially like a kid like Peter, who I haven't rolled with him since he was a white belt, and it was a big surprise. You know, he's really strong, he's very flexible, and I expected that, but his presence and his posture and his presence in the techniques and his follow through. I mean, he grabbed me with a toe hold at one point, and it was, you know, he got a hold of it, and I said, "Man, it's not there," and then he just kind of inched it out, and I realized he did have it, and that was cool. I actually really appreciated that. So it's always fun. I like everybody had a different kind of game. You know, hope Andrew doesn't kill me, but you know, Andrew's an ogre, and it's kind of a cool. You can kind of deal with that kind of game as well. You can't always go with the flowy guys. So you have to adjust your game for whatever's happening. So yeah, I had a good time.
Tell us about your roles.
It's good stuff. I had 4 different roles. I started with TJ, and then Roy, and then Brendan and Andrew. Good stuff. Everyone has a different game, and I love figuring people out. You know, figuring out their strengths, their weaknesses, and then, you know, trying to capitalize on that. And it's I love the environment here, being competitive but friendly. You know, Brendan at the end there caught me with that whatever choke from me picking him up, and that was awesome. You know, I don't mind tapping, especially when it's something really cool. So I had a great time today.
How was it today?
It was great. Don't normally train here from Southern Oregon, so anytime coming up here, it's great getting different people to roll with instead of the normal 3 or 4 guys I roll with. So everyone's different. And
So, how many people did you roll with, and which guys did you roll with?
Mr. Roy at the beginning, which was the flow roll warm up, and then I went with Andrew, and then TJ, and everyone really good and enjoyed it.
Went really well. You know, regardless of the outcome, every time I roll, I learn something new. Everybody has a different game. There's so many different moves and styles in jiu-jitsu. It's such a huge sport. It's a lot like real life. You know, you will be in situations where you're presented with things that are unfamiliar, and you have no choice but to react to them. Sometimes the outcome's good, and sometimes it's not. But either way, you know, I always learn something from it. So a lot of fun today.
You started
Good
off.
cardio.
You started off like on top, you know, playing exactly how you describe the game, but then you just switched to guard.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, that's a weak point in my game, is my bottom game for sure. And so, you know, the only way to get better at your weak points is to work on them. So I like to, you know, put myself in bad situations sometimes because, like I said before, you're forced to adapt to that. So it's the only way you improve. And I'm slowly improving.
Great roll with Andrew. Always a bit of a problem there for me. So a lot of learning there. Got to roll with Byron. Haven't rolled with him in probably about a year or so. Super athletic, really fun. He's always changing. Very good athlete for his size. So it's a great challenge. And then kind of picked me up there at the end, and I got lucky. I had to throw something in there at the end, and I got lucky and just kind of threw that little choke on and was able to put it. So that was a happy ending for me.
And so it went well. It was a good roll. Everybody's progressing, doing awesome. It's good to see everybody just accelerating in the sport. You know, it's awesome to see just everybody's absorbing all the information that they're learning and everything like that. So it's really awesome to see that.
How did it all plan out?
I think it went really well. You know, diverse body types, different skill levels, but everybody's at that level where everybody's dangerous. Everybody has a game. Everybody has their favorite submissions. And, you know, you submit some people, you get submitted. It's training. It's rolling. It's why we like to do it. It's the teeth and the art. It's what makes you feel alive. And to do it with a great bunch of guys that you've sweat with before, there's a safety in it and a danger, you know. Play and war. It's all intermixed, and to be able to channel that and combine it into this format, it's something really unique, and I feel lucky that I have such great people that I can train with, and they train me. So it's a two-way street.
So you kind of talk about how everyone started off slow, and you got more into it.
Yeah.
Well,
so
why?
the first, and it's generally understood, like the first round is kind of a flow. Get the blood going, you know, kind of get your body rhythms all aligned. And then afterwards, you know, it escalates little by little. And sometimes you can't think, you just react. You just make it happen. And that non-thinking in action, something rare, something addictive, and you can only get pushed there by people that are bumping up against your skill level, and they bring you to that. They elevate you through the challenge they pose on the mat, and that's what the art's all about.